Hey guys, Corrosive here, and today we'll be installing GR-DECT2 under Linux so that we can finally use a software-defined radio to demodulate, decode, and intercept a DECT 6.0 phone call within the United States and Europe. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Signals Everywhere. Alright guys, so before we get started, I have to say it. It's illegal in basically every country you can think of to listen into a phone call you don't have permission to be listening to. So I shall not be held responsible for anything stupid you decide to do. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and get GR-DECT2 installed. So I'm going to be using 1604 Ubuntu LTS under a virtual machine, but you can use basically whatever you want. First thing we need to do is I'm going to sudo su into root. It's just going to make things easier for the purposes of this tutorial so that I don't have to worry about permissions. From here, we're going to do an apt-get install git, and we need git so we can actually grab the code off of the Signals Everywhere fork of GR-DECT2. And so once that is installed, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a git clone github.com signals everywhere /gr-dect2. And so what that's going to do is grab that code off of GitHub, and it's going to put it into a folder called GR-DECT2. We're going to do a cd into gr-dect2. And from here, we need to actually create our build files. Before we can do that, we have some dependencies. What I like to do is cat out the README file. That'll put it up on screen. And now you can see here are the dependencies that we need. We already have git. So we're just going to do an apt-get. Whoa, I opened a new tab, and that's not what I wanted. So what we're going to do is an apt-get install. We need CMake, GNU Radio, GR Osmo SDR, and Swig. Then we put in the -y flag there, just so it installs everything without nagging us every time if we're sure we want to do it. So, alright, with some video editing magic, we've skipped the boring stuff, and you should have all the dependencies that we need to continue on from here. So with those installed, the next thing we're going to have to do is actually start compiling our software. So I'm going to do I'm going to clear out the screen. We're going to do mkdir build. That's going to make a build folder for us. So then we can cd into build. And then we're going to do cmake space .. And of course, links for everything that you need are going to be put in the description below. So this has actually created the build files we need, or the make files, so that we can start compiling the software. So I'm going to type make, and that will begin our compiling. And hey, while we're at it, let's get a like for Rick and Morty. I can't wait for season 4. I'm sure you guys are interested too. While we're at it, why don't you tell me your favorite episode in the comments down below. And while we're waiting for this to finish up, maybe I'll do a little dance or something. Maybe we'll fast forward through it, or maybe you'll watch me do it. I don't know. All right, so we've got it compiled. Now we need to do a make install. And finally, LD config. All right, so with that taken care of, GR-DECT2 is basically installed. If we do a cd .. nope, just cd .. and then ls, you'll see we have this grc folder. So if we cd into grc, and we're going to list that, you'll see we have a grc file for the HackRF and other SDR platforms, as well as the top block executable for starting GR-DECT2. Now, what we need to do before we can actually run that directly is we need to start up our GRC, or our GNU Radio Companion. So we open up GRC here. All right, so now that we have GNU Radio Companion open, we need to go ahead and click on the folder here. We're going to go into GR-DECT2 and then GRC. And here you'll find several GNU Radio flow graphs that are pre-configured for DECT2. And what we're going to actually use is the one for the HackRF, because that's what I happen to be using today. And everything's already configured and ready to go. So assuming your HackRF is plugged in and selected in the USB options, if you happen to be in a virtual machine, we can hit the play button here to start that flow graph. And it's going to start up the top block for GR-DECT2. The main thing you need to focus here is your carrier number. So the lower numbers, 0 through about 12 or 14, that's going to be Europe. And the higher numbers here, somewhere between 15 and 20, 32, is going to be in the US. My phone tends to sit somewhere between 22 and 25. So I'm just going to move along here until I find my phone. Here we go. And so you might need to adjust your IF gain, your VGA and such. But you're going to see two main things. You've got your RFP, which is your base, and then you're going to see your portable part, which is your phone. If I turn on my phone here and dial into my my voice box, we're going to do star, 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 star. That's just my voice box here. Gets me into my configuration menu. You're going to see we have this little V to the right. And that V is actually what's going to tell you there's voice on the channel. And you need to select a part to listen in. So you've got your portable part and the radio frequency part, or the base station. So to listen to the base, RFP is currently on 2. So we go to select part and 2. And we now have audio from the base of the phone. If we go to portable part, which is currently on 1, you'll be able to hear me. Hello, hello. And you'll see that those parts do actually move. They do tend to hop around at times. So now the portable part is on 3 and the RFP is on 5. So those may move around from time to time. I'm hoping to get scanning working there. And now the other issue you're going to run into is, you saw with mine, the audio was broken up pretty badly. Now in my case, that's because I am then a virtual machine using half my CPU cores, and the other half are being taken up by OBS to record this video. So that did cause some issues here. One thing that you can do that'll make this a whole lot easier for you, though, is to optimize your machine, even if it's virtualized within a VM, by using the Volk profile. And to do that, we come back to the terminal here. You'll need to install this lib volk bin file. And once you do that, from the README, you would just run Volk profile. It takes a good hour or so to run the Volk profile, but it makes an enormous difference when you go to demodulate and decode DECT2 digital voice. So the one main takeaway here is going to be, if you're going to run this in a virtual machine or a virtual environment, give yourself as many CPU cores as you can, and just double check the other thing being just your audio, or excuse me, your power levels on your radio. If you've got your gain turned up too high, that's going to cause some issues. If your gain is too low, that can cause some issues. And make sure you're tuning around through those carrier numbers to try and find your active device. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments if you've ever worked with DECT in the past, what you'd like to see in the future. I hope to see you all in the next video. And of course, if you'd like to support me, take a look at our Patreon page in the description below. Everyone who registers is going to get early access to my videos, and in some of the tiers you even get things like your credits on the screen, among many other perks. So again, I thank you all, and you have a great afternoon.